All right, thank you for staying with Daybreak. You're just in time for this conversation with the Crème De La Crème, is a DJ and a music producer, live from on Skype from Kericho. Crème, just move back a bit for me ndio uonekane vizuri, alafu tuambie kwa nini umeenda Ocha na umeambiwa usiende Ocha mzee.
Trevor, niko sawa, unanicheki fiti?
Uko sawa. Move back kidogo tu alafu tuendelee.
I lean back like that?
Yes, there. That's it.
What's up?
Yeah, how are you doing, man?
How are you?
Easy, man. You all right?
Me, I'm easy. I came, but first of all, I come Ocha kitambo kidogo. Of course, after being well tested, yani passing all relevant protocol, kabla nilete ugonjwa wazee hapa hivi.
Oh, so only testiwa?
Mimi ilibidi, because you see, during the year I'd been traveling a lot as well. I was in Australia beginning of January.
Yeah, so just lean back a bit.
Necessary to do that, you know.
Lean back a bit for me so that I get a better angle of you there. Yeah, stay there.
Better?
Yeah. You're saying that you were in Australia earlier on, and
I was in Australia for rugby 7, so for me I just felt it is a bit necessary. Unajua pia kuna vile mtu jishuku.
Yeah.
You never know, man. So for me I just got tested, and it's the right thing to do actually, you know.
Okay.
So nikasema nikuje shags. Of course, I don't wanna bring anything here, but I had to come see the folks, man.
Great. Lakini uliji self quarantine for a bit, yeah?
Ilibidi. Yes, I did actually.
Fantastic. So,
yes,
DJ, we were wondering about this issue of how important the entertainment is at this particular point. We're dealing with the coronavirus. What is the situation like for people like you who deal with gigs that have now been cancelled left, right, and center? What are you doing now?
Trevor, first of all, let me tell you, I'm officially unemployed, yeah?
Why would you say that?
When you're used to, because you see, there are guys who earn money from month to month, you know.
Yeah.
So for us DJs, it's about, you know, for me, I earn weekly, week per week, you know. So if I'm to plan myself, it's usually, I plan myself based on my next gig, which is probably every week, you know. So you can imagine someone like me, and I'm sure so many other DJs had, you know, full calendars till August, yeah. So you can imagine the uncertainty that I have, you know, like I really don't know what's going to happen, you know, next week, 2 weeks from now, like 3 weeks from now, you know. But I will not lie to you, it's not been easy, because you can imagine gigs being cancelled. For example, the last 2 weeks, you know, losing close to over $500,000 in terms of event services, in terms of, I have a label called Esco, and I do apparel. So you can imagine how crazy it is. And a business like a man like me who does, you know, apparel, I get my stuff from Taiwan and, you know, the Asian countries.
Yeah.
So you can imagine I'm really, really feeling the brunt of this,
Yeah, man, we can see how bad it is. But let me ask you this, DJ. We've seen online parties. How does this then work? Because people wonder, I can just tune in Facebook Live and you're there mixing. How then how do you cash in? How does it work, essentially?
Because there are two ways of looking at it, yeah. Most of the people probably right now are doing for the entertainment, you know, value in terms of guys at home. So, you know, as a DJ, I'd provide you with entertainment. But as well, I've thought about it. It's a very huge opportunity to also cash in terms of make money. Basically, I think, Trevor, after this whole corona thing, the way we consume entertainment is really going to change, because you realize now guys are having parties from the comfort of your homes, you know. For me, that's a glimpse of the future. I think that's where we're headed at, you know. So the whole parties was started by, the online parties was started by a guy called DJ D-Nice, I think a DJ in the States. You know, so this guy was just at home, just decided to go live. He did a crazy Instagram party. You can imagine likes of Alicia Keys logging on, Obama commented. It's been crazy. Most of the celebrities from the States and the whole world had their attention on this particular DJ, you know. So that's where the whole online party started, and every other DJ has caught up on. I'm yet to do one though, but I think that is a new wave. And there's a way of making money in terms of advertisers, you know, because you can imagine if as a DJ, I'm just playing from the comfort of my home. Then at the backdrop, I'm doing probably product placement and, you know, all that stuff. And it's a very new opportunity of, you know, making money. So there's always an opportunity in every adversity, really.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to ask you, because then how do you make the money in that if back in the day, if you were seen online and you're very popular, then people would start calling you for gigs. Now there are no gigs. So you are just online.
You're just online. So you really have to think outside the box, because this is an opportunity, man. There's a book I was reading last year, and it came to play during this time. I'm sure you've read Who Moved My Cheese. So the story is about this person, this rat that was used to one particular, cheese from one place, Then when the cheese ran out, this rat had to probably look for another option out there. And at the end of the day, we are used to the same bread every time. You get gigs every weekend. But for me, it's been a perfect opportunity, a perfect time to actually think, what next? How can I make money off it? Because right now, if I'm to depend on the government, for example, to do cash reliefs and all that stuff, man, this is Kenya. So for me as a DJ, what's a nijipange? And that's why I think most online parties are working, because guys are thinking ahead. I'm thinking of how can I make this better, because with the age of the internet, and of course, if you have small equipment, a robust internet connection, I think you're set. You can actually pull a whole show from the comfort of your house, man. And I think that's the future for me. And I'm excited about it.
And you're a music producer as well, DJ Crème. How are you producing music for people while there's social distancing? Do they just send you their babs on WhatsApp? What happens?
I just have to do a beat, send them the beat, they record, they send me back the vocals, I do the mixing and the mastering. So a lot of things are working remotely, really. I've not been having studio sessions because honestly, I don't wanna be in close proximity with people, of course, following the government directives and all that stuff. So for me right now, what we just have to do is most of the artists I'm working with, for example, I'm doing a song with Timmy T that and the council. We were meant to shoot a video last Monday, but some of the things had to be postponed. So for me, in terms of production, it's all about sending musician beats, then they send me back the vocals, and that's how we've been working. So you can expect a lot of music, man, when all this is said and done.
And how about the video shoots? How do you do that? Because then there has to be contact.
I could not do the video shoot, man, because I had a video shoot planned on Monday. Timmy T that and the council, there's a song I produced for them. So as guys had actually put everything in place for the video shoot. But really thinking about it, of course, following the government directives, we're just like, what, it's never that serious. We can still shoot this music video some other time,
Yeah. Are we risking further alienation of a certain group of clientele? Because when we start going online, not everyone can access online content. Where people in the village, people in Kericho, I see you, at least you're okay, you're sorted out in terms of Skype and everything else. But there are people in Gishagi, Kondani. Do we risk alienating them even further in terms of content?
Yeah, the thing is, I think probably, Trevor, what guys are trying to mitigate is just, we're trying to manage the situation right now, because most definitely it's not possible that probably moving on the next 3 months until there won't be parties, Trust me, this coronavirus thing is going to end the same way it came through, So life is going to go on. And of course, DJs are very important. And of course, guys are still going to party. But for now, though, I really get the concern in terms of internet connection, it might be tricky because it all depends on the internet connection. But also this is also a perfect opportunity for these mobile providers. We have, the giants in the telecom industries. To probably go stretch out their networks, man, when they shago. Because honestly, what I'm and let me tell you, people probably in this side of the country have maybe disposable income, man. So it's a perfect opportunity for these guys to put internet. But before then, these guys might probably be alienated in terms of the clientele up country. But I think this is just for now. Moving on, I think we're going to go back to, normal programming as usual, man.
Yeah, so what would you want to see from the government going forward? Because I was speaking to Agnes earlier on and we were trying to come up with the entertainment industry solutions. What would you like them to implement at this particular point? What do you think is the most pressing issue and what is your suggestion out of it?
Awesome. The entertainment industry is really large, but for me, the best I can do is speak for my own, the DJs. Honestly speaking, I'll be honest, Trevor, as guys have really been disadvantaged. You can imagine, guys, I have a family, man, and, they depend on what I bring in probably on a weekly basis. I just want the government probably not to forget its people. Trevor, let me tell you the saddest part about it is, you see most of the people who are in power, for example, I don't want to mention names, the MPs, we have MPs who are musicians, Jaguar, man, that guy should be on the forefront fighting for our rights, because he was once a musician. I think he really feel what us guys are feeling, but at the end of the day, as a DJ personally, if the government probably can have a way of, cushioning us during this period, and I'm talking about, suggestions like monthly payouts, man. Probably if you can just look at the next 2-3 months, and I'm sure we have a lot of DJs in Kenya who are registered. There has to be a way probably the government can come through in terms of sorting us out, because you close the clubs, I don't have a place to get my bread from, So if the government can cushion us DJs, that would be amazing. Let me speak also on behalf of the artist. Because I think as a producer as well, I'm involved in the whole music business. The government should probably advance payments to the artist. This CMO, these digital aggregators, these guys, Skiza, Safaricom Skiza, they honestly need to probably even give an advance to this artist. Because think about it, bro. Every day they someone download something, And I'm sure somewhere probably the crazy cash reserve of this constant money that comes through from the download. So probably 3 times maybe artists are paid or quarterly or whatever. It would be the perfect time for people like Safaricom, Skiza, Chiefs, and all these other aggregators and CMOs to probably even advance payment for the artist, And at the end of the day, even an encouragement to fellow Kenyans, man, this is the best time. If you guys are at home watching stuff online, it is the perfect time to go download your favorite music from your local artist. This is a time for you guys to support us, because think about it. When everything travel ikonga poa, see every guy, kila mtu kuja kwa party kudunda na sisi, si ndio? So this is the time where we need you guys in terms of go out there, download music, let a Kenyan artist earn from that, But at the end of the day, I think the CMOs, the aggregators, and the government really have to not only focus on the formal sector, but also think about these guys who, when they started the curfew for 7:30, walijua wame affect a certain group of people, which is us guys wanaitwa watu wa usiku sako, where the guys who work in the night, creatures of the night, will need to be sorted. And I think if the government can really think, and you see, even in Germany, you can imagine. I think there's a country that has rolled out a crazy rollout in terms of artist cushioning. We can get there, bro, because if there's usually you look at it every time there's probably a disaster in the country, the government probably always has some emergency relief. You can come through for us artists, because the Trevor guys are suffering, man.
Crème, I like the direction you're taking, because we were earlier on talking about, is this the time for artists to come together and sing songs that will sort of enlighten people about coronavirus? But you see, Kamau Francis on Twitter is not very happy with that idea. In fact, he's saying that how many musicians know what corona is so that they can advise us on their songs? Please stop being simplistic in a matter that is so weighty. What would you say to someone like Kamau Francis, who doesn't think musicians know enough to talk about coronavirus?
First of all, I respect his opinion, but at the end of the day, you might find that we are most affected. So trust me, every musician knows about coronavirus. Let me tell you, I'll be very honest, bro. Do you know what I do every day? I wake up, I refresh, I search coronavirus vaccine found. You know why?
Because you're hoping to see that it has been found.
Exactly, so that life can go back to normal. So, Kamau, in all honesty, we really know about this virus because it's affecting us. So you have to learn what is affecting you to understand it fully, and you see how we can mitigate it and go, and move forward. But this is the time. And Trevor, even if guys come together to do a song, my question is, yes, we will advise people about it and create awareness, but we still need money, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everything is still tied to a paycheck at the end of the day, because we can do a song, we can get together, but after that, as artists, what are we gonna get from that? We can try our best to create awareness in terms of our songs, but this is a time, honestly, where someone needs something in the pocket, But at the end of the day, we're using our platforms, we're using our level of influence in society to educate, to sensitize, and to make guys know as much information there is about the coronavirus.
Yeah. So how do we bounce back finally once this pandemic is done? What do you see as the roadmap after that? Because we are going to beat the virus, no doubt. But how do we bounce back?
Sir. Truth be told, I know even if once things go back to normal, I'm sure it's going to be a slow struggle to get back to normalcy.
Yeah.
But moving on, we can take from the lessons that we learned right now. Something I probably want to tell most of the organizations out there, most of the DJs, most of the artists, and I think this would have been the perfect time to have, moving on. This is the perfect time to, create bodies, create associations, I'll be very honest and I'll talk about the DJ fraternity, man. Most of the DJs, probably everyone is just doing their own thing, everyone is running their own hustle. For me, what I've learned as a DJ, this is a time that we would have, had we had probably a solid association, it would be so easy to go to President Uhuru and tell him, you know what, there are 10,000 DJs in the country registered with full details, with full information. So if there's probably 2 billion shillings to be split among us, it's going to be very straightforward and easy because we already organized it, you know. So those are some of the lessons I've taken from this coronavirus. But moving on, the government has to have robust measures whereby, in case another pandemic happens, in case any other thing happens, because I'm sure, I mean, God forbid, maybe something crazy is going to happen in some years' time. What have we learned from this? Drama that has happened right now, you know, the government should be ready to cushion it. Artists, I mean, we always think about the formal sector.
Yeah.
What about these guys who are unemployed? I mean, not unemployed, self-employed, you know? How do we mitigate that? You know, at the end of the day, we have a lot of lessons to take from this. And moving on, I hope we can, the next time anything crazy happens like this, I will not have an uncertain future. I will know that, honestly, I can lean on my government for support and hopefully they can take us to the next level.
All right. Thanks, Crème. That's Crème De La Crème, a Deejay and music producer, speaking to us on Skype from Kericho. Say hi to the folks. Salute to you as well. And you're not jobless. Just try to innovate into this coronavirus pandemic. All right. That's why we take a good break here on Daybreak. We're back with the normal programming for the children at home, right? Yeah, until we'll give you an update at 9 a.m. At 10. We're keeping our promise, giving you all the updates when you need. Stay clean, stay safe, keep distance, and always remember the curfew begins tonight at 7 p.m. All right? See you in just a bit.